I'm Katherine, an ordinary office worker in my 50s. I live with my mom, my husband John, and my eldest daughter Emily. My eldest son, Michael, and my second son, Chris, have moved out of the family home. Emily has just graduated from high school and is going to a vocational school starting in September. Since the school is a bit far, she's planning to live with Michael starting this fall. Michael, in his 30s, bought a condo near his workplace. Chris, in his late 20s, is married and has just built a house nearby. Emily was born when Michael was 12 years old and Chris was 10 years old. Maybe it's because of the age gap, but both of them absolutely adore Emily. John and I met at work. He confessed his feelings to me, and we started dating. Things moved quickly, and we got married, which led me to quit my job. I found a new job right away and am still working as a full-time employee. Back then, John's salary was too low, and we couldn't make ends meet without both of us working. We started living at my family home when we got married. I have an older brother, Kevin, but he got married and moved to his wife's family's place. It was just my parents and me living there, so there was no issue when John moved in.
You're newlyweds. Why don't you rent an apartment and live by yourselves?
What's wrong with that? A bigger family is more lively and fun.
Well, I grew up in a lively household, so the idea of just the two of us felt lonely.
Kevin just does whatever his wife says. He abandoned us and built a house right next to his in-laws' house.
Well, I guess Kevin and his wife have their reasons.
His wife, Jennifer, has no common sense. Normally, the eldest son stays and takes care of the parents, right?
I'm the eldest, but I got kicked out when my brother got married. From today on, I'll consider this my family home.
Still, I don't know about this.
My mom always favored Kevin since we were kids, and she didn't like that he was taken by his wife. My mom and I never got along. She always doted on Kevin and hardly paid any attention to me.
You're really not an adorable child. Don't come near me. I wish I had only had Kevin. You were an unnecessary addition. Why is Catherine so incompetent? Are you sure you're not someone else's child?
I was told things like this all the time. My dad and Kevin acted as buffers, which helped me get by. But Kevin moved out after getting married, and my dad passed away a few years ago due to illness.
Don't worry, Nina, I'm here for you.
Really? John is so reliable. Such a stark contrast to Catherine.
I'm sorry for being such a failure of a wife.
I raised her with all I had. Where did I go wrong? Haha.
The moment my dad, the thorn in my side, was gone, John started looking down on me. John was good at ingratiating himself with reliable people, and my mom, who tended to prefer sons to daughters, had a good relationship with John, who doted on her. I almost thought, is this woman John's mom? About 15 years ago, John was laid off due to an economic downturn, but he was incredibly nonchalant about it. At first, he looked for a full-time job, but he quickly gave up and has been working as a temporary employee ever since. It was unstable and there was no bonus or severance pay. Back then, the kids were young, and I was filled with anxiety. I have to support the family, I thought, and worked desperately. So, I was thinking of divorcing John after Emily graduated from high school. I was planning to start the divorce proceedings and move out of my family home. And then, just before that, John and my mom tried to, well, let's just say they weren't looking out for my best interests. One day, Emily and I went shopping. Emily had been acting strange for a few days, and I was worried. When I asked her what's wrong, she wouldn't tell me anything. That's when Chris invited us to come to his place. So, we decided to stop by Chris's place while we were out shopping.
We've been waiting for you. Emily, it's been a while.
Welcome, Catherine and Emily.
Chris, you look well. And Jane, sorry for intruding on your day off.
Jane, I bought some cosmetics and stuff today, but I don't know how to use them. Then, I'll show you in my room.
Mom, I need to talk to you for a sec. Can you come here?
As I was told, I entered the living room and there was Michael sitting. That's when I heard the shocking news. Oh, Michael's here too?
I have something important to discuss with you. Was it 2 days ago? Emily called me crying. Hasn't she been acting strange lately?
Yes. She seems a bit down.
Actually. No, Chris, you tell her. I can't. Oh, why me?
What happened?
Emily's been home all summer break, right? And she happened to overhear a conversation between Dad and Grandma.
A conversation between Dad and Grandma?
They were saying they're annoyed by Mom and let's make it look like an accident.
What the heck? What does that mean?
They were laughing about it as they talked.
It's just a joke, right?
I'd like to think it's a joke, but knowing those two, who knows? So, Emily was shocked and called me. She even recorded it on her phone. We listened to the recording too, and it was definitely shocking.
Michael played the recording. Isn't she just in the way?
Yes, Katherine has always been an eyesore,
She's loud every day, and the meals are always half-hearted.
feeding me cheap veggies and overly salty food. What a terrible daughter. I'm sure she wants me out of the way, wishes I disappear soon.
I wish Katherine would disappear. Lately, I've been so absent-minded and just zoning out.
Though, that's worrying.
Accidentally, I spilled dishwashing liquid on the stairs.
Oh, you're working so hard. You must be tired.
Maybe Katherine won't notice and step on it, haha.
And if Katherine falls down the stairs and no one notices, that would be terrible. But if it's accidental, no one's to blame. Haha.
Hearing the recording sent chills down my spine. It was a sloppy plan, but imagining it scared me. But considering how much my mom and John dislike me, I can't say for sure it's not true. How long have they been saying things like this?
I don't know. We've never heard it before. Grandma tries so hard not to be disliked by me and Chris. I really hate that about Grandma. Ignoring Emily just because she looks like Katherine.
Then Emily and Jane came in. Emily, I heard from your brothers. Sorry for making you anxious. Then Emily started talking through her tears. Dad and Grandma were saying such things. I want to think it's a joke, but it's making me anxious. I couldn't tell you, Mom. I stood up and hugged Emily. Michael and Chris looked grim, Michael's face even turning red. I won't forgive anyone who makes my beloved Emily cry was written on his face. Actually, I have something that's just right.
What?
Divorce papers.
Huh? Why do you have something like that?
Oh, Jane, you might need one too. So here's a copy for you.
No, thank you.
You don't need it, Jane. Tear it up and throw it away.
I might need it, so I'll keep it safe. Haha.
You know, I was thinking of divorcing once Emily graduated from high school. Why should I keep supporting a deadbeat forever? I thought I'd decide where to live first, but maybe sooner is better?
Mom, you can live with me.
Really? Is that okay?
It's family friendly, so we have plenty of room.
All right. Will everyone help out? Emily, Michael, and I went back home together. We quietly opened the front door, just in case. They might be up to no good again. Sure enough, what we heard next was John and my mom's laughter.
So, in April, Emily will be moving out, right?
That's worrying. My hearing isn't what it used to be.
I'm worried. If something were to happen to Katherine,
If Katherine were to tumble down the stairs, surely no one would notice. But if it's an accident, it can't be helped.
but if it's an accident, it can't be helped.
Then most of Katherine's assets would go to John, right? I only have my pension and my husband's inheritance. It's not much.
Katherine has insurance for such occasions.
The house is in Kevin's name.
We can send her off to the next world without worry.
These people are done for. I slid the door open with force.
You were home?
I'm home. You guys seem to be having a good time. I could hear laughter all the way to the front door. What's up?
No. We were just watching TV.
Really? Were you laughing at the evening news?
You wouldn't understand. Besides, it's cold. Don't just stand there. Close the door.
My mom looked my way.
Oh, Michael is here.
Noticing Michael standing behind me, she was about to stand up with a smile.
Come here. It's been a while.
It's rare to see you. What's up? It's about Emily's move. We have to leave soon.
Saying that, he turned his back to my mom and went upstairs.
I see, but you are a bit cold.
My mom made a displeased face and sharply closed the door.
We better finish this quickly before we get caught.
I'll hurry and pack my belongings.
Emily's stuff is already packed, right?
The boxes are piled up in the room. Michael, can you carry them? I'll help Mom. Emily, can you pack my clothes in the spare boxes? We sneakily carried out the boxes. When leaving the house, I stuck the divorce papers on John's bedroom door. A few hours later, John noticed the divorce papers and called. I ignored it, and soon my kid's phone started ringing too. Not just John, but my mom also called Michael. But we ignored all of them. John kept persistently contacting us the following days. Actually, both John and my mom are not good with smartphones. They can't use email or messaging apps. So, I had nearly 300 missed calls. 5 days later, I got a message from Chris. While Chris was at work, John and my mom showed up at his house. Jane tried to send them away, but they insisted, we won't leave until we see Katherine, and Chris was on his way home, so we all hurried over. Hello, can you come over now? On the way to Chris's house, I contacted the best backup I could think of. I'll be waiting at Chris's house. I told them and hung up. When we arrived at Chris's house, John, who was waiting, started yelling so loud I thought my eardrums would burst.
Katherine, where have you been all this time?
Wow, you surprised me.
The surprise is on us. Let's go home now.
Go home? To where?
To our house, obviously.
Our house? You mean my brother's house where you're living?
Why can't you just say yes without arguing?
You've been away for days, and now there's a pile of laundry and cleaning.
Laundry and cleaning? Mom and John can do that.
Housework is your job, isn't it?
Really? You can't even do housework properly. You just want to slack off, don't you?
I don't want to hear that from a mom who just lounges around all day.
Leaving the divorce papers out in the open like that. You really are disgraceful, even though you don't have the intention of getting divorced.
Huh? I'm serious though.
What? What are you saying? I won't accept it.
If you don't accept it, we'll just go to court. You better start looking for a liar.
I don't have money for a liar. Suddenly talking about divorce, I'll be asking for alimony.
Then you really should get a lawyer. I've prepared quite a bit, so I might be the one asking for alimony.
I haven't done anything to pay alimony for.
Haven't you been saying whatever you want to me since Dad passed away? Or haven't you been selling my treasured first edition bestseller for pocket money? Maybe I should hire a detective to see what else comes up.
A detective? Look, I haven't cheated, so don't start unnecessary things.
Dad, you've been smelling pretty nice lately. Did you get a girlfriend?
You got a girlfriend? I really don't want to hear about a 60-year-old dad's love life. I told you, I'm not cheating. She's just a junior at work. And because she's nearby, her perfume rubs off on me.
She?
Who?
I thought maybe it was because I changed my fabric softener.
You're spilling the beans.
So, you were cheating?
No, it was just a lapse of judgment. We just happened to talk a lot during breaks. And as we got to know each other, we went out for meals and shopping. She's young and having a hard time, so I felt sorry for her and bought her clothes.
John, you don't have money, right?
That's why I was asking you for pocket money. But since you wouldn't give me any money, I had to sell things to make money. You say she's young, but how old is she?
21 years old.
Gross. Is she younger than us?
Aren't you just being used?
Dad, isn't this like a sugar daddy situation?
She's not that kind of girl. Her parents are divorced, her mom is frail, and she's taking care of her little brother and sister. You're a man. You should understand wanting to help such a brave girl, right? No, I don't get it. Look, here are pictures of her brother and sister. How can you resist helping such cute kids who are hungry?
Aren't these kids YouTubers?
Huh? Though, right. They're the twins from that popular kids channel that's been trending recently.
They said on Instagram that their photos were being misused for scams, right?
Look, all the photos you have are the ones uploaded on Instagram.
That can't be. Don't fall for such scams.
So, you were sleeping with a girl who said she admires you like a father? No. She said she loved me and also said, "Would you marry me if you divorce your wife?" Open your eyes, you're being completely deceived. Why would a 21-year-old girl want to marry a nearly 60-year-old and impressive old man? John, you really are out of your mind. So, Mom knew about this?
Of course I know. If I were to silently listen, don't you think you lack human empathy? You are ganging up and doubting the poor girl. I'd be happy if such a lovely young lady came to our house.
So, you wanted to kick me out?
It would look bad if we divorced. But if Katherine were gone, John could remarry anyone he wants, right?
So, you concocted this sneaky plan to push me down the stairs? I asked Emily to play the recorded conversation. I had Emily play the conversation I asked her to record.
Oh, you knew? I felt sorry for John, who married to such an uncharming Katherine. What's wrong with supporting his love life? Don't make a fuss about affairs at your age.
Then he should divorce me and remarry whoever he likes, right?
Then Katherine would keep squatting in that house, right? That would be pointless. Katherine is just in the way.
I see.
Kevin, when did you get here?
Kevin, you were quick.
Mom, I heard everything from Katherine. You were talking about killing her?
That was just a joke. Did you take it seriously?
I've been listening since you mentioned John's affair. It didn't sound like a joke.
Nina, did your personality get even worse while we weren't seeing each other?
Tis, Jennifer, you were here too.
We can't proceed without Jennifer, right?
You know the house you're living in is in my name, right?
So what?
I'm selling that house and the land it's on.
What?
What do you mean?
It's getting old, and it would be troublesome to leave it as is. Katherine and I discussed clearing it up while we're still healthy.
Michael and Chris have moved out, and Emily will soon be working too. It costs money to tear down a house, so the sooner, the better.
You are talking about demolishing or selling. But where am I supposed to live?
Nina, please come live with us. I'd be happy to live with you.
I don't want that. Why do I have to move, then rebuild my house, and Kevin can come back?
Hey, that would make our commute 2 hours, right? Do you realize that's not practical?
Don't you see it's not normal for me to be taken care of near my DIL's family place?
When you get older, you should do as your children say, right? Or, Nina, you could just build your own house. That might be tough for someone who's been supported by her husband all her life and never worked, right?
Jennifer, keep quiet. That's disrespectful to your husband's mother. It's just too rude.
Should I become like John then? Sucking up to his wife's mother and being a useless freeloader who doesn't earn much.
Nick.
Don't worry about the living expenses. Unlike you, I earn quite a lot.
Sorry for pushing everything onto Katherine until now.
Please leave the rest to me regarding Nina.
Don't make decisions on your own.
You don't have the right to decide, Mom. Really? Keep your selfishness in check.
Kevin, it's not like you to raise your voice like that.
My mom was flustered by her usually gentle since shouting. I was shocked too, seeing my brother yell for the first time. Haha.
Just sitting there, all you do is badmouth my dear sister and wife. If you want to choose for yourself, I'll let you.
What do you mean?
There's a spot available at a nursing home deep in the countryside that a friend runs. You can spend your days there until you pass away, or come live at my house. Which will it be?
I don't like either option.
Which will it be?
I'll go to Kevin's house.
I'll go. You don't have to come if you don't want to.
Please let me go to Kevin's house.
It's normal for the eldest son to take care of the parents, right? As the eldest son's wife, I'll take care of you until the end. Let's get along, okay?
Kevin and Jennifer are so cool.
My mom kept making a fuss, but she was taken away by Kevin and Jennifer. She only took what she needed and moved to my brother's house that day. My brother and his wife had always been concerned and said they'd take our mom anytime, but our mom would definitely resist. So I was wondering how to bring it up and kept putting it off. It was good she was taken away amidst the commotion.
Me.
The room fell silent after Mom was taken away. John, left behind, spoke up. You can do as you please. Just move out by this week, okay?
Wait, hold on. It's troubling to be told this all of a sudden. Where am I supposed to go?
Ho? Why don't you go to your affair partner's place? Be careful not to be treated like a stalker. Make sure you pay the alimony. The lawyer will contact you later. But can I send the documents to your parents' house? Okay?
Yo, why don't you just go back to your parents' house?
My brother and his wife are living at my parents' house. There's no place for me there now. That's not my problem. You made your bed. Now lie in it.
Bow your head and ask them to let you stay.
Chris, there's room in this house, right? I can live here, can't I?
No, that's creepy.
It's a no-go at my place too. Mom and Emily's stuff have filled up the room.
Don't say something like that.
Are you guys really going to abandon your dad? We'd easily abandon you. There's really no saving you, considering everything that's happened.
I never want to see you again. I wish you would just disappear from this world. That's what they say. Sorry, but you'll have to figure it out on your own. We surrounded John and made him sign the divorce papers. Then, Michael and Chris took John back to his parents' house. The in-laws were shocked but couldn't refuse to take him in. My mom is now living quietly at my brother's house. My Sil, who never got along with my mom from the start, had been receiving endless snide remarks from her. It turns out she had been diligently writing them all down in a notebook. Every morning and evening, she opens the notebook and reads the entries aloud to my mom. May 18th. Housework is a woman's job. She can't cook because she's not a stay-at-home wife.
Did I really say that?
Yes, you did. It's written right here. So, please do the housework. Nina, you're a stay-at-home wife and a woman. You can handle it, right? I'll be checking thoroughly every day.
No, I can't clean because my back hurts.
Here's something from July. Jennifer is so unladylike, it's crude. Since I'm so crude, it's better if you, Nina, do the cleaning. Please make sure to handle the housework, okay?
Yes.
My brother was trembling, saying, she's terrifying when she's angry. Despite only seeing her once or twice a year, there were over 50 notebooks full of notes. I think she really hated it. Despite only seeing her once or twice a year, there were over 50 notebooks full of notes. And my family home was successfully sold. Someone wants to buy and renovate the whole house, which was a relief. The money from the house sale was split between my brother and me. Half of it is for Katherine, who has been taking care of our parents all this time. The other half of it is for us, who will be taking care of Nina from now on. I don't need it. It's your house, Kevin.
You've been helping out, so please take it.
There might be some taxes involved, so I'll have the accountant contact you later. Actually, Jennifer is a liar. So, she was able to handle the alimony claims against John and everything else through her contacts. And it seems John was quickly kicked out of his parents' house.
After dumping everything on us and leaving, you can't just come back now. You're an adult, right? You should figure it out on your own.
John always said he was kicked out because of his brother's marriage, but he left home on his own. The in-laws never planned to move into the family home, but ended up living there because they had no choice. And right after the divorce, his temporary job went under, and he lost his job. But through a connection, he managed to get a job at a security company with a dormitory. At his age, having a place to live and a job is pretty lucky. John tried several times to move in with Chris but failed. The kids ignore any contact from John, and I only contact him about alimony.
Katherine, forgive me. Let's start over.
Thank you for your payment this month. I look forward to it next month. That's the only conversation we have. I'm living with Michael and Emily. Not having to pay for my mom and John's living expenses has really helped. I plan to keep working until Emily graduates, but after that, I'm looking forward to a more relaxed life. Oh, and it turns out John's affair partner was indeed looking for a sugar daddy. We had a discussion with her parents and got back the money John had given her. I also collected it all as part of the alimony.